Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
Welcome to BGP. Today we will be discussing the story of Shanquella Robinson. Shanquella Robinson was 25 years old. She was from Charlotte, North Carolina. Recently, she decided to take a trip with some friends. And I'm using the word friends loosely because when you realize what happened to her, you realize they were not her friends. Before I get to what happened to her, I'm just going to briefly tell you who she was based on interviews I've heard from her father, her mother, and some of her real friends that really know her. She was a hairstylist, braider. Everyone says she did amazing work with their children, with their friends. They said you give her a style, she could pull it off and make it happen. She sold clothes, which she, recently was kind of starting to take off for her. She was an entrepreneur. She didn't work for nobody. She worked for herself. She was kind. She was friendly. They said she would give you the clothes off her back. And according to her father, she was a lover, not a fighter. Recently, and they said she loved to take trips. Trips was her thing. She loved to travel. And recently, some friends of hers, one being her so-called bestie of 5 years, invited her to a trip to Cabo. And she said, okay. So she, along with 6 other individuals, took a trip to Cabo. Within 24 hours of her arriving to Cabo, she was gone. According to the friends, when they, left and went back home and dropped her luggage off with her with her mom, they said that she died of alcohol poisoning. They left her there. They didn't stay with her. They left her there immediately after she passed away, but said she died of alcohol poisoning. Her father and mother came up with the money they needed. They located where their daughter was, currently at in Mexico and was able to get her body back over here for $6,000. When they got the autopsy, the autopsy said there was no trace of alcohol in her system. Instead, she had a fractured neck and a cracked spine. And they said whatever blunt trauma she received, it killed her within 15 minutes. So when the father spoke with the bestie, who was at, their house giving a different story, and some of the other friends was giving different stories, as soon as he told him about the autopsy, the friend all of a sudden got sick, and him and his mother had to leave. No one knows the true story of what happened yet, but a video was released. And according to the father, there's actually multiple videos, but so far only one has been released to where everybody has been able to see it. And in this video, you have one woman who claims she was a good friend, pounding, just beating her, just attacking her, while the bestie is behind the camera holding a phone up saying, Quella, you not gonna fight back? And she says no, and she's just pretty much like taking the hits, just taking them and just getting pounded in the face, body. The other thing the father described, and I'm sorry, I know I'm going back and forth, it's kind of frustrating. He said when he got his baby back home and was able to take a look at his baby had lumps on her forehead. She had a bruised eye that was kind of blackened. She had a busted lip. And then, of course, we know what the autopsy said. So, with all that information, it makes me question, were they really her friends? And Also, according to the father with the other video he saw, there's another young lady that had Quella in a headlock, and she slammed her. And he said when she slammed her, Quella never got back up. So, as much as I want to dive into that, which we are, I'm just going to kind of tie that into what friendship is. Because when you understand what friendship is, you have to question, were they really her friends? Was this planned? Did they really go with the intent like, I'm going to attack this woman? You know, was it with the intent of I'm going to kill her or attack her? Whatever the case may be. And why are the stories changing? Before I go to you, Adrianne, I just want to say this. Hold on. Let me see. Friendship or friend. Webster's Dictionary. A person who has a strong liking for and trust in another. A person who is not an enemy. A person who aids or favors something. That's friendship. Acquaintances. A person not known to one, but usually a person who's known to one, but not usually a friend. I just want to tie those two words in there because, again, when reports came out, they wanted to say that she went on a trip with friends. And when you listen to that definition, it doesn't sound like friends to me.
Not at all. Not at all.
So, what were your thoughts about this story?
Just hearing the story all over again in such detail, it just gives me a chill over my body. But when you say friends, even if you're not her friend, if you are a decent freaking human being, that you would sit up there and allow this girl to just get beat on while you videotape it. You are sorry as fuck.
Yep.
There ain't no nicer way to say it. You sorry. And you should be brought on charges just as well as the people, whoever did this to her. And, it's always going to be some mean girls out there, some group of friends that are so envious and jealous that they will go to lengths like this to hurt somebody because they're jealous of her, because she got a grind about herself, because she got a hustle about herself, whatever, and she's a pretty girl, whatever the case may be. But my thing is, and the part that sticks with me more than anything is, you're not even going to fight back? Well, you sitting right there, you see this girl getting her ass whooped. Mm-hmm. And then you guys obviously left her there to die.
You left her.
Y'all sorry as fuck. That's all I got to say. Excuse me. But that even right now, it's just so emotional. Like, really? You did that to that girl? That's it for me.
Mona, what was your thoughts when you first heard the story?
The story disturbed me so much that I put it on my Instagram page. And I really wanted to talk about it. I've never seen something so malicious in my life. I think this was the sisterhood of failure. I think this was the sweet and salty vacation. The women were salty and the men were sweet as hell. Mm-hmm. I just thought about times when girls get together to go on girls' trips and all the preparations that it takes. We're excited. We're counting down. And I think she was just blindsided. She didn't, she thought she was going down there to have a good time. And she went down there and never came back. And that it happened in less than 24 hours. I think it was something that was plotted, planned, and executed. Now, I don't know if they wanted to unalive her, but I believe that they wanted to beat her down. And that they did beat her down. And who beats on a person that does not fight back? My question is, why was she naked? Why were they beating her naked? I was listening to another podcast Friday night, and it's somebody that supports our channel, so I was able to catch her live, and I didn't actually know what they were talking about, but the female that came on, she said that if somebody offends you and they begin to beat your ass, if you do not fight back, that means that you're saying that you deserve to get your ass kicked. And at that moment, I wanted to create some violence. So I put in her chat room, that's a lie. I was very, very pissed off. Here's the thing. Some young ladies don't want to fight.
Correct.
Exactly.
We on vacation. We too fly to fight. We came down here to have fun and enjoy ourselves. Some ladies think that if I don't hit you back, you may not continue to hit me.
Yes.
I'm just thinking about her being naked, and I think she was in shock. Some people think that if somebody is beating on them and if they strike back, that may cause the person to be more vicious to them. So I don't know what was going through that young lady's mind, but I was pissed off when I heard that female say that. Be careful what you say out your goddamn mouth. It's very upsetting that that young lady went out 2,000 miles away on a vacation, unknowingly around 6 people that hated her.
Yeah.
That meant her no good. And it's very disheartening for you to care about somebody, have their best interests at heart, and believe that they feel the same way about you and see that they don't. I'm going to stop right there.
Yeah, so I'm going to, touch on that, and I agree. That's pretty fucked up to say that about somebody. Her dad said, my daughter wasn't raised to fight. Just that simple. Not everybody comes from the background where they fighting all the time. Right. Not everybody is comfortable with confrontations. Not everybody goes about I'm in my 20s and I'm going to another country with the intentions of fighting somebody. That's just how it is. It doesn't make you a coward for not fighting back. Not everybody's a fighter. Most people don't like dealing with conflict. They'll walk away. You raise your voice, they'll leave and feel like, you got it. I'm not going there with you. You got it. And in that case, from what I'm hearing with the different stories, and I'm sure more and more is going to come out, it wasn't a one-on-one. It was multiple people attacking that baby. It's just one of them in particular, and I'm not ready to see that video when it comes. Like I said, it's reported that when she swung her and slammed her, that's when that baby never got back up. That's when about 15 minutes later, she was gone. So I'm not going to call her a coward. And from what I understand, she was naked because she was asleep. That's why if you notice in the video, it was bright outside and everything. It was early morning for them. So not making excuses, but probably you just waking up. These people come in your room.
You groggy.
And now you being confronted and somebody saying something. You trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah. And some of us don't sleep with clothes on.
True that.
Some of us don't. Some of us sleep with no clothes on. So if she was in her room and you coming in with all that, that's probably why she didn't have clothes on. And she definitely wasn't anticipating a physical altercation. Not that. So I can see why that probably would have been the case. I'm sure she wasn't expecting someone to be filming her.
That, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's.
Let me get a little bit of clarification. It was a guy that was filming, though, right? It sounded like a male voice.
That the one where you see the first girl,
the first fight,
attack her. You hear the guy voice. He's filming, but according to the dad, there's multiple people filming different fights.
Wow.
When you watch the video, there's multiple people filming. There's also a female that's hand looks like Winter Donovan, the girl that allegedly picked her up by her throat and slammed her down to the ground.
Yeah.
She looks like she's FaceTiming somebody.
Yeah.
They're saying that the person that recorded the video is Khalil Cook, allegedly. We're going to say allegedly. And he actually made a post before they took all their social media down that said that they have been friends since 2014. And they had also been business partners, and he was just so upset and so hurt about the situation.
Yeah. I was looking at the one that is her real best friend, the lady. She didn't go on a trip because she's having a baby, and she said the group that went had been knowing each other since high school. The only person that didn't know them since high school was Shanquella. Wow. Shanquella only knew the one guy that was calling her, they were calling each other bestie. She only knew him, really, but she didn't know the other ones. So if I'm calling you my bestie, if I'm calling you my best friend, you probably already know 9 times out of 10, I can't fight. Mm-hmm. I'm not ready for this kind of, situation. And instead of you intervening as a man, you sat there and allowed them to harm me. No, we're not friends.
Well, there were no men there. That's why I call it the sweet and salty.
Yeah,
exactly.
Medication.
No man.
There's a bunch of bitches there because a man is not going to allow anybody to fight a female that's freaking naked, and he's not going to allow, if he does allow them to fight, once he sees that somebody is getting the best of somebody, they're going to stop it.
You shut it down.
You in a beautiful villa, real beautiful, because I looked it up to see where were they, and I'm like, you have this amazing view, you had this pool, you had this, it was just really beautiful, and you go out there with the intent to fight somebody, harm somebody.
You have to be careful who you go on vacation with.
Facts.
From what I read, they said that allegedly Shanquella is the one that paid for the villa.
Yeah.
They also said that they didn't have a way to get back.
They took her money.
So they took her money. Like somebody says 6,000, somebody says 10,000, but 10, they ransacked her belongings, her luggage, took her money. They went to another hotel and then they went back home. The part that was really sad for me was, first of all, no parent wants to bury their children.
Yeah.
Second of all, the audacity and the demonization of Khalil and Dejanay going to her mother's house and having her mother look at the people that allowed her daughter to not be here and sit in her presence and lie in her face and tell her that she died of alcohol poisoning. Now, I don't know where the hell they got alcohol poisoning from, but it could have happened because I think that week or a week before that, 3 people died of alcohol poisoning
in Mexico.
So maybe when they
figured just throw that
seen
in
that
there.
she wasn't responding or she was unresponsive, that they just tried to start thinking of something and they came with alcohol poisoning. But alcohol poisoning doesn't necessarily kill you. And there are symptoms to alcohol poisoning. You get slurred speech. Your equilibrium is off. So let's talk about alcohol poisoning. You'd have to drink a large amount of alcohol in a couple of hours span. So a drink is considered an ounce. So you'd have to been throwing, and I'm thinking about, okay, let's say it's true. And we were having shots. You would have to take 10 or 12 shots with having no food for you to become inebriated. And here's the thing, when you going on girl trips with your friends, we watch each other's back. We don't let each other get sloppy drunk. If we gonna drink, we gonna make sure we eat before we drink. So that was another reason why you knew those weren't her freaking friends. And then they get sleepy. So if you see your friend is drunk in a foreign country and she's not responding, wouldn't you call 911? You wouldn't let her sleep at all.
Because if they throw up while they're lying down,
they could
choke to death.
Exactly. I had a coworker that happened to. So
So I'm saying all this to say that you come home and my daughter's not here and you tell me alcohol poisoning. I want to know some fucking details.
Exactly.
And you knew they weren't her friends because they left her ass there.
Immediately.
If you my friend and you're unalive, I'm not going no fucking with her. They were too busy trying to not miss their flight. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my flight. I'm not leaving my friend here unalive by herself, butt naked. And then they said they moved her from the bedroom. Somebody said to the toilet.
To the bathroom.
To the living room.
That's when they were conjuring up the whole story about being drunk.
So even the movement caused her
that part
damage as well.
Exactly. Just goes to show you that whole bullying thing. goes way into, some people take that way into their adulthood. Because that's just straight bully shit right there.
Yep.
Like, you just, and the ones that did not help her, that's the part that hurts me more than anything, is that you did not help this girl.
Everybody hated you.
Exactly.
So, get this. Before she shut her account down, Dejanay put this in her stories. I'm getting so much hate that was like, she was like a sis to me. We always had little fights. She hit me and said I'm scary, so I called her out while she was changing. We was about to leave, and I said, let's fight. And I talked to her mom and told her what happened. I never said she had alcohol poisoning. My friend said that behind my back. I told what really happened. So all that hate, and y'all was not there to see what happened. You a lie. I know you didn't tell your mom you fucked her daughter up and her daughter's dead. I know you didn't. You lying. You lying. You lying. And her mom already said each one was telling a different story. So you lying.
Okay, so let's say that did happen. Why did you allow? Because me and you have little tiffs, little fisticuffs periodically. Why did you allow the other girl to intervene? Mind your business. This is not your business if that was your friend.
Yeah.
See, and here's the thing, too. Nobody was her friend because somebody in that group knew somebody didn't like her. Let me say it like this. Somebody in your sorority hates you right now. Somebody in the choir hates you right now. Somebody on your job that you have lunch with every day and sit next to hates you right now. Yeah. Somebody that you do business with will smile in your fucking face and hate you right now. It's very important for when you are around a group of women and men that you identify shade. Shade comes in sarcasm. Shade comes in jokes. Yep. Shade comes like, oh, you look nice today. And they looking at like, how, where? And you have to identify shade. Once you identify shade, when you're in a group of people, you make sure your girl identifies the shade too. Did you hear? Did you see? So if we go out with this same group of girls or boys, again, because that's what they were. They weren't men and women. They didn't conduct themselves as men and women. We know certain shit to look out for. My crew, we supposed to have each other's back.
Yeah.
We supposed to be
attentive.
Very attentive. Eyes open, ears open. Looking for anything that may go wrong. She went with 6 motherfuckers that did not like her, that did not give a shit about her, that was clout chasing, that used her for her resources and what she had and for her fame.
Yeah.
Whatever transpired, why they didn't do that shit at home? Y'all went all the way to Cabo to whoop her ass. Yeah. They wasn't there 24 hours. I want to know who leaked the video and why.
One of the other girls that supposedly didn't fight. One of the other girls that was there.
So they saying that's Alicia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she did she release it for guilt or did she release it so they could get their 5 minutes of fame because she thought that girl deserved that ass whooping?
Probably for clout because they didn't anticipate her dying. Think about all the fights you see on there when people fight and get their ass whooped and they upload it.
Too, yeah.
You know what I mean? What they didn't anticipate was that old girl had cracked her neck. You know, so it was probably a ha-ha, Kiki.
Yeah.
Kiki, look what's going on.
Here, Kiki and
yeah. And then it was like, uh-oh. You know, and she's currently in another state. They're looking for her.
Yeah, they looking for all of them, right?
Yeah.
Because the story went that
they didn't expect
they went
it to
over
go
there to see the mother for a couple of days, right? And then once the autopsy came out,
they disappeared.
They
disappeared because the truth came out.
They better retain some attorneys because...
Yeah, I mean, because they said as of right now, the FBI has gotten involved. Mexico has now recanted and changed it to a murder.
A femicide crime.
Yes, a femicide crime. And the embassy is also involved. So now it is serious because now that means everybody's involved. So it's not going to be like, oh, they're not going to do nothing because it happened in Mexico and we back home. It's not that anymore. Once they get involved, now they can be held liable for what happened in Mexico. So I'm hoping in that situation, all of them are held liable for what happened to her because nobody deserves that.
Nobody.
And I'm going to be honest, the last fight I ever had was right after high school. I can't see myself fighting in my 20s. And if somebody that's my so-called friend, if we got to have fist fights, we not friends. We enemies. If I can't sit there and trust you enough like that where you got to get me out, you getting me naked and on camera, we not friends.
Ladies don't want to have fights. They don't want to get their face tore up.
You're not
like
gonna...
they said, her eye was busted, her nose is busted, her lip was split.
Yeah, she had a lump.
Knot on her head. Women don't want to fight because they don't want to get their hair teared out by the roots.
Yeah.
They don't want to get their face destroyed. They don't want their fly gear to be messed up. They don't want to have bruises. Ladies talk it out, and if we can't talk it out, then we disappear from each other.
Correct.
Correct. Exactly.
The savagery of these women.
They was animals.
Beast.
They was animals. And I don't like calling women animals. They was animals. Like, they plotted that. They planned. Anybody I talk to, especially elders, when we've talked about it recently, all say the same thing when they first heard the story. Oh, they planned that. Yeah, they did. They did. They got her ass in a whole different country where there was no one there to protect her or stand up for her, and did what they did to her. And that so-called bestie, the guy bestie, failed her the most, because I'm sure she probably, unfortunately, going out was like, damn, nobody give a fuck about me? Nobody protected me? Not my bestie either. My bestie filming me? Tell me some, you not gonna fight back? Who says that?
Because here's the thing about me. If that would have happened to me, and one of y'all was my friend, and y'all let me get my ass kicked, we gonna fight when I get finished.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the friends that I roll with in my younger years, because I don't fight now, we see Adrianne running, I'm going to start running.
Right.
Exactly.
If she say me running,
right,
she going to start running.
We'll figure out what happened later.
We'll figure out what happened later.
Yeah.
Whatever happened later better be worth it, because we going to get suspended or kicked out. But when Adrianne swing and somebody swing back, I'm swinging.
Yeah.
She's coming behind me. That's just how it get down. So that's why it was the sisterhood affair. There was no sisterhood there. In order for you to be a sister, you have to see a sister. And once you see a sister, you're going to have to want to be a sister. I'm going to tell you something that I learned personally for myself. Some people like you, some people love you, and some people hate you. And some people might do all three simultaneously.
Yes. That's why you got to use your discernment.
Some people will hate you because they think you're the it girl. They think you're the popular one in the group. They think you got it going on. They think you make more money. But instead of saying, hey, let me get down with you, how can I be down? They're going to be envious of you. They're going to be jealous of you. They're going to despise you. But they're going to smile in your face, hoping that some of that clout rub off on them. There are people that tell you that you are not their peer.
Yeah.
Because they make more money than you. And you're going to believe it because you don't make as much money as them. There are people that's in this world that are going to be your comrades and your allies. I was told I was not a friend. I was a comrade or an ally. So I had to look up those words. And that means that you are a person that may be coming together for the same cause, of same organization for something, but they don't necessarily have to give two shits about you. They don't care how your life is going, good or bad, as long as you show up for the cause. So you have friends. Like Neisha said, you have acquaintances. You have associates. You have business partners. And you're going to have to learn how to distinguish between all of those.
Absolutely.
Some are interchanged and some are not.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let me ask you, I'll start with you, Adrianne, and then I'll go with Mona. Have you ever been in a situation where things got physical with a friend?
With a friend? I think because I'm very choosy with my friends. Not a physical altercation. We have had disagreements and have had verbal disagreements, but not a physical fight. Usually my friends, much like what Mona just described, was like that. We rode together. Like if something went down, we was together. Even if they felt I was wrong or I felt they was wrong, we'll deal with the situation and talk about, hey, you shouldn't have even done that. But when we there together, I'm going to defend or fight if necessary, whatever the case may be. What I think, though, is that we have to pay attention to those friends that switch up around certain people. Because you got them. You'll be in this circle of friends, and when y'all two are just together, they're one way. But then all of a sudden, when these other girls come around, now I've had that happen.
Okay.
They act totally different. And those are the ones you really got to pay attention to. Is that your friend? And she switch up? Her whole demeanor on everything changes when she's around this group of people. So we got to pay attention to that too.
When she switches up, is she switching up towards you?
No, on that side.
So-
she leans to some of the stuff that we may have had discussion about. We see eye to eye on it when it's just us.
Okay.
But when the other group comes around, she sides with them.
That's very common because we would be considered a clique,
Right.
And then
Exactly.
we hook up with a girl that all of us know or one of us know, and then she comes with her friend,
Right.
And then they invite somebody, so it's 3 or 4 cliques around, and everybody wants to know who everybody is, or nobody doesn't know who everybody is. But this one is kind of rubbing me the wrong way because I don't even know her, so I make this assumption prematurely. So yeah, that does happen.
Yes.
Or your girlfriend knows 4 of them, but you only know 2 of them, and all of you guys hang out. So there's little conversations that
right, exactly.
intertwine in
But it doesn't
between.
result into a verbal.
But
I mean,
it
a
does-
physical.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah,
no.
I've never had a fight with anybody that I consider a friend.
Right.
Now, verbally,
That's
yeah,
different.
we'll cuss each other
we
out.
might
Yeah,
have
bitch.
shot each other,
Yeah.
threw hammers
Yeah,
at each other,
right.
but to say you're my friend and want to put my hands on you,
Right.
besides to hug you, to say I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, nah.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, that's not
Yeah.
That's not, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I've never known real friends to physically fight each other. Associates, acquaintances, absolutely. Enemies, sure, absolutely. But friends, I've never known it. Have you ever had to intervene or step in for a friend when it was getting violent?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, many times.
Absolutely.
I've done that. I've done that where I've had to, intervene and be like, we not doing this. We about to bounce. We not finna do this. You got shit to lose.
Right.
Like, we can't do. Look at her. She looks like she don't have shit to lose. Sis, that's not what you want. Let's go this way. I've had to do that, but I've never fought a friend, but I have, and I'll ask y'all after. I have walked away from some friendships that meant dearly to me. I've walked away from it due to hatred, jealousy, altercations that we could never come back from. Not physically, but verbally. I have had that happen. So what say you?
Definitely experienced that. I mean, friendships that were really long too, and it hurt me even to think about it right now. It bothers me, but sometimes I think that thing about seasons and reasons and all of that, sometimes you get to that point where time has gone by and now your outlook on different things are different.
Yeah.
And you do end up having to step away from some friendships. And I had a friend where we had some disagreements, and when I needed them the most, they were not there. And that's when you feel like, okay, we've obviously gone our separate ways. And you just have to, we're cordial when we see one another, but it's never going to be like it was before.
Yeah.
I would say this, and I probably said it before, I've been a friend to people that have never been friends to me. I don't necessarily think that I walked away from a friend. I think I've allowed them to walk away from me. Because if you're my friend, I believe that we're going to have those down times. We're going to have those disagreements, but it's nothing that is so terrible that we cannot remain friends until we leave this planet. So yes, I have had friends that have done me wrong, did not apologize, and they felt that, they didn't want to fuck with me no more. And like Adrianne said, it hurt my feelings, and I let them bounce.
And I just think, like with any relationships, any kind, you have to nurture those. And you come to those points where you have disagreements, and you should be able to sit down and talk about those disagreements. But if it just keeps going on and on, the disrespect, the stuff that you like are just shocked at how they're acting, sometimes you do. You have, just for your own sanity, for your own peace, you have to walk away or allow them to walk away, whatever the case may be.
I have actually broke up a fight And I didn't even want to say that. I'm going to go ahead and say it. And you know how you're supposed to be holding somebody back?
But you're not really holding them back.
I had their ass in a headlock.
Okay.
And took their ass down to the ground.
Yes.
Under the guise that I was breaking up the fight.
Right.
So that's how me and my friends get along. And that's how we get down. You know, I'm not going to allow you to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, no.
Not in front of me.
If you can't fight, I'm going to fight
my
for
friend.
you.
Exactly.
I'm going to fight for you. And if
I don't like bullies, so.
yeah, and we going to get our ass kicked together, or we going to win together. But that would have never happened, whether it was out of town or in town, period. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to piggyback off of something Neisha just said. When people have nothing to lose, that's exactly
those are the ones you got to
act.
watch. Yeah.
And that probably is one of the reasons why that young lady said no.
Yep.
I got too much going on.
Exactly.
I'm a braider. But I'm a
braider.
business.
Yes. I'm an entrepreneur.
I'm a girl boss.
Yeah.
I'm a braider. I got a boutique. People was placing orders right now. I got appointments
that
I had to hold up for a week. Right now, I don't got time to fight.
Yep.
This is ghetto.
Yep.
This is some ratchet ass shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a whole different
And
country.
I'm in Mexico. If we get locked up in Mexico, who knows what was going on in her mind? I'm not getting locked up in Mexico.
Yep. So let me ask you, what does a friend look like to you?
A friend is loyal. Mm-hmm. A friend is somebody that, right, wrong, or indifferent, they're going to be there for me. And then, you know, they'll tell me about myself and vice versa. We should be able to have those hard conversations. I should be able to depend on them. In a situation, much with the girl, you know, intervene for me if there's a situation, even if I'm out of line and it comes to a fight and I'm getting my ass whooped, you know, cut it out or help me beat this bitch ass, something. You know what I mean? That's a friend to me. Like, we down, we attached at the hip. We ain't, you know what I mean? I'm for you. Like that saying that Kevin Hart says, your bullshit is my bullshit. Mm-hmm, you know what I mean? We look out for one another.
What does a friend look like to you, Mona?
A friend to me is like family.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like Adrianne said, they have my back. I don't have to talk to her every day.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that part.
Whenever we get together, it's like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We all we got. Mm-hmm. We look out for one another. Mm-hmm. We make sure each other's okay. There's nothing that I wouldn't give to my friend. I want my friend to tell me my shit is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I want my friend to tell me you got lipstick on your teeth. Oh, your eyeliner is running. Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't have did that. That friend is the one that
can hold you accountable.
Holds you accountable.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even the part about...
And wait a minute.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I wouldn't say that I want loyalty from a friend, because your loyalty can change from situation to situation. A friend to me is faithful. A friend to me is, I ain't never heard nothing about me come from any other person. She has never heard me say nothing about her that comes from another person. Mm-hmm. If it does come from another person, she already know about it. Mm-hmm. If in a situation somebody come and talk shit about me, they gonna check them first. They gonna put them in line first. I might not never know about it. They gonna make them apologize. They gonna make them correct their shit. And then when they don't, then they gonna tell me. And we gonna handle it. We gonna deal with it. There are no secrets between me and my friend. There's nothing I wouldn't do for her and she wouldn't do for me. And even if and it's not about tit for tat, more or less. It's just that feeling of like I say, a family, that outside sister. Period.
Yeah, I think too. My friend knows me. You know what I mean? Like, if they heard some shit that I supposedly said, they know. No, not Adrianne. She didn't know.
Yeah.
No.
Mona
You know what
didn't say that.
Exactly. You lying.
Oh yeah, Mona said that.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah,
right.
That.
You can.
But nah, she didn't
yes,
say that.
they know you.
Right.
They know They know the verbiage that you use. They know the body language that you. They know you. So if somebody come up and misrepresent you, they know that ain't not my friend. That's not what she do. Or like you said, Oh, yeah. That's her.
Yeah.
So
And they accept you. I'm sorry. They accept you for who you are.
Exactly.
The good parts
And the
bad parts.
Exactly.
And they don't hold grudges.
Right.
You know, it's like, fuck you. Where we going to eat?
Yes.
Let's go to the mall.
Yes.
And it's over with.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we've had those altercations.
Always.
Not even gonna lie.
We have them every
I'm
week.
like, you get on my goddamn nerves.
Every
So
week.
you coming down this weekend? we gonna go eat?
Right.
But the reason why I asked that is because I was having a conversation, and it was pointed out that Black women don't know how to be friends. We already hear Black women don't have a sisterhood, but I've also heard lately this week, Black women don't know how to be friends, and they used this situation as a point. And I was thinking, I'm like, I've had friends that I'm no longer friends with because in my eyes, we didn't know how to be friends to each other. To me, when I think of a friend, I don't see my friend as a competitor amongst one another. Right. I don't see my friend as an enemy. Her win is my win. My win is her win. Like, we winning together. That's how I view my friends. And yes, they could hold me accountable. They can be like, they may not do it in public, but behind the scene, they'd be like, you was wrong. You was wrong for that shit. You was wrong. You owe so-and-so an apology. You need to go talk about that. You need to figure it out. Or, I wouldn't advise you to make that move. Just because you mad at him, don't mean you got to sit there and stoop that low. Don't do that. Do this. Don't move this way, move that. Exactly. I wouldn't do that. That's what a friend looks like to me. And of course, if I'm in a situation, that's one of the first persons that I'm going to call. Right. I need your help. I'm in a situation. I'm in trouble. And it's not, and even if they feel some kind of way, they're not going to tell me in that moment. They're just going to show up. But afterwards, they're going to be like, now let me tell you why you was wrong. Let me tell you what you did. I'm here for you and I love you because I'm coming from a place of love. But you was wrong for this.
Let me ask you a question. So would you say that there's a difference between a friend and a best friend?
Yes.
Because to a certain degree, women don't know how to be a friend. But on the other side, you have friends that make you laugh. And you just call them to be the jokes.
Laughs.
Right.
You have friends you party with and hang out with and, extracurricular activities with, You have friends that you shop with. And then you have one or two.
Yes.
That know your deep, dark secrets.
Yes.
Exactly.
That know your heart.
You trust.
That know your...
everything. Yeah.
Your flaws.
Yeah. Yeah.
That knows your stubbornness. That knows, when you hurting, but you try not to show that you hurting.
Right.
They could hear it in your voice.
Oh, they know.
They know.
They know you.
Those are your best friends. They take some of your shit to the grave. So there's a difference. And those girls, they weren't even acquaintances. I'm getting emotional. Those were maybe associates.
Yeah.
A friend of a friend.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything.
Like I know.
Hold on.
Okay.
Could they have been mad because she purchased the villa and she had the bigger room?
Some people are that
Some
petty.
people. Some people are.
You know what? Because here's the thing. Unless they took a beef from North Carolina all the way to Mexico.
Thank you.
When we got there, like Neisha said, a beautiful villa.
Yeah.
In 24 hours, something happened. We ain't even finished from jet lag yet. We haven't really unpacked. We kind of tired. We kind of mellow. Let's take a shower. Let's get something to eat.
Yeah.
So was there some jealousy there that if she did pay for the villa, that she got the bigger room? Because the girl in the video said something like, come on, I'm sick of this shit. Come on. And she just starts swinging.
And she just starts swinging.
I'm sick of this shit.
Yep. Get up, bro.
Get up.
Get up, bro.
I'm sick of it, bro. Yeah. So, what made you so freaking mad?
That's that lack of conflict resolution skills too. But
very much so, lack of conflict resolution.
But it's.
But wouldn't she? Just since you brought that up, why would that be an issue? She paid for it. She should get the biggest room.
She should get whatever room she wants.
Thank you. And to me, it's just all kind of scenarios that went through my head. But it almost sounded like they wanted to rob her. Maybe they seen she had a big wad of cash on her. Whatever the case may be, they gonna punk her beat her ass, and then hope that she not gonna. But right at the beginning of the trip, damn,
That's what I'm saying.
We got 10. How many
We
more
probably got
days?
7 more days before we go
Exactly.
back home, and this is what you're doing on day one.
Yes, they stupid.
Man, yeah, you know, and not trying to make light of the subject, but okay, say we do plot to get Felicia.
Thank you.
We
On
gonna
the
get
first
Felicia.
date, you gonna-
Hey, but we gonna have some drinks. We gonna take some pictures. We gonna beat her ass on the way home.
On the first
First
day.
date.
But see, there also is a story out there allegedly that she got a PPP loan, and one of the girls helped her, and they thought that she should give them some money, and that her and Khalil got PPP loans, and they didn't split the money like they wanted to. But why did you have to take her out there? And it was very significant that the father said that couldn't happen in North Carolina. Did you hear that part when he said that wouldn't have went down?
Yeah.
Because her people,
If they were at home.
Because her people would have got to her.
Oh,
Her people would have been there.
They would have got drugged.
Yeah, her people. It to me, what I gather from what I've seen so far, she comes from a family of money. She comes from a family that they're about business. They're good people in their community. When I looked at different people speak on her father and her mother, it's been all kind of things, and they talk about how they were as kids, how both, how the dad would be like, and not only involved in his daughter, because that is their only child, by the way,
right.
But the other kids that she would bring home, they would show them just as much love and affection as well. And so, I believe him when he said that wouldn't have happened out here, because if somebody would have saw that, they would have intervened. They would have stopped it.
Absolutely. He said that their house was the house that the kids came to.
Yes.
And they did hang out with them and, have a good time. And he said his baby was like 120 pounds. Why would they do something to her like that? Very devastating. It's also stated that Winter and Dejanique has children, and just...
And she didn't. She didn't have any kids, but she did
25,
everything.
got it going on. Yeah. Living her best life.
Yeah.
Traveling. Being unselfish.
Yes.
And trying to share with people that she thought
might
was
appreciate
her friends.
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
So sad.
All right, so let's give some solutions to how to spot the fakes in our circles.
You know what? I think with Facebook and different social media platforms, that them using that word friend so loosely, I think it really has affected who we have in our circles, because we are so trusting of everybody, and you really need to do your homework, much like you do with any other relationship. It is a friendship. If you're going to call these people your friend, you need to know them. Especially nowadays, people are weird. People are doing strange things.
Yeah.
And this is like one of these strangest. I think we need to be very, very aware of who we allow in our circles, and be able to know what they're about, what they would do, because she obviously did not know them enough not to go out of the country. That's for damn sure. We need to be very mindful who we let in our circles and who we are around on an overnight situation. It almost make me see, right way comes to me. It's like, dang, I need to carry my heat. I need to carry my knife. I need to carry because you can't hardly trust anybody. This is a first day in paradise on a beautiful trip, and you do this to this girl.
Yeah. So
she did not know them enough, clearly, or either they just got over there and flipped out.
Mona.
And I heard what you just said, but it keeps me going back to Khalil. They were friends for 8 years, supposedly. I would say that, why? Why do you want this person to be your friend? What qualities does this person have that matches your qualities? What goals does this person have that matches your goals? What are their morals? What are their values? What are their principles? Do they match yours as well?
What is their family?
Who are their parents? How were they raised? Yeah. How many people love them and why? How many people despise them and why? Do they have any friends besides you?
Yes.
There's so many things that go into it. Neisha said they all knew each other from
High school.
So that can't be a measure of them. You're thinking that's a measure. It's just a fucked up world.
Amen.
And you have to be very careful. Why do you need these people in your life? Why do you need them to exist for you? That's going to have to be the first question that you ask yourself. And see, people get mad at me when we go out somewhere and then we meet somebody and you'll be like, you know the homegirl? And I'll be like, nah, that ain't the homegirl. I don't know the heifer. And you so mean, Mona. Nah, I don't know her. Can I trust her to have my back in a crunch, such as what happened? Do I know beyond the shadow of a doubt she would die for me? That's not that she want to, but she would. She would do the best that she could to make sure I was alive, even if it meant that her life was in danger. That's the type of people I want to have around me. When I call you, you ain't even got to explain shit. You on your way. You didn't hung up the phone. Hey, I take them to your parents. If your parents say, I don't like that little heifer,
take heed.
9 times out of 10, she knows what she's talking about. Yeah, take heed. Take heed.
Yeah, for me, I would say, I agree with what they're saying also. But pay attention to the conversations. If they're doing sub-jabs, subliminals, believe them. Because behind every joke is a little bit of truth.
Exactly.
So believe them. You find yourself getting into confrontations over like menial stuff a lot with them, pay attention. You find yourself feeling as if they're trying to one-up you all the time, take heed. Because there are some women out here that they do that. They see what you have, and for some reason, they think you have more than them, so they find themselves trying to be exactly like you, dressed like you. They try to date who you're dating. They try to they try to just become you, and you have to watch out for that, because there are women that are like it. They made movies about it, where all of a sudden that person disappears, and now this person is looking and acting exactly as that person. If that person acts different when they get drunk, when they drink, take heed, because a lot of times they tell their truth. I've experienced it. I'm telling you. If that person steals from you, lies to you, you see them lying to others in front of you, take heed, because there's a high chance that they may do that to you too. You find that person gossiping about others to you, be careful, because they may do the same thing to you.
Exactly.
Everybody
to others.
gossip.
Nah.
Everybody gossip.
There's levels.
There's a yeah.
Let's say there's
We
levels.
can say
there's levels.
We can
because
say there's
everybody
levels.
gossip.
We can say there's levels, but I'll put it like this: for my close friends in my life, whatever we discuss, I don't go to other people and talk about what we discuss.
Right. That part.
That stays between us. That stays between us. So if other people are aware of the conversations that we have, then we're not real friends. And I've experienced that. I've experienced people coming back with misinformation, but part of the information that I can tell I was talked about. And I'm like, got you. And when I confront in private, it's, I didn't say, yeah, you did. You said something, because they feel real comfortable. If a person feels real comfortable to talk about, can't nobody come to me and talk shit about Mona. Because if it gets back to Mona and she'd be like, well, why were you so comfortable enough to talk shit about her?
Exactly.
That means I'm talking shit too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so be mindful of those things when dealing with who's in your circle. Watch them. When it seems like they doing the fake clap, yay! But they really not, pay attention to that. Because
when they never have any compliments for you.
pay attention to that. Because not everybody wants to see you win.
When they want all the praise and worship.
Yes. Not everybody wants to
Right.
see you win.
That's
You
true.
know, some people see you as a threat, even though you have the best interest at heart for them.
When they only want to be around you when you're miserable.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
when you
one.
come up, that you know,
Yeah,
they discount that. They don't have
they
too
want
much to say
they
about that.
want to remind you. Remember
Yeah.
when you was down here? I remember when you was
Remember
down
when
here.
I did this for you?
Yeah.
The only reason why you here is because
of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your friend should be your biggest cheerleader.
Always.
Even for the littlest thing, to keep you motivated and inspired. But those that ain't got nothing to say, I say, are you really gonna do that? Or always got something negative to say. Yeah, pay attention.
All right. Well, those are some of our solutions. Final thoughts.
Wow, this topic, it really touched me, and I think of my daughter when she goes on trips with her friends, because they have some friends from college that they go together and do fun things for like a good week or whatever. And it makes you think. It really does, because as you get older, sometimes your things change, and you just want to make sure. I just think about if I had to deal with this or her parents. My heart breaks for them, and gosh, I don't know how I would deal with that. I just encourage everybody out there: be aware of your surroundings, be aware of the people that you call your friend, because everybody ain't your friend, obviously.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
Mona.
They need to be extradited back to Mexico, and everybody needs to be in prison for the rest of their lives. I just, want to send our condolences to her family. Her funeral was yesterday, and there was an outpouring of love for that young lady. Shout out to all the YouTubers that caught wind of this story and just started spreading it like wildfire, because that, I believe, helped this case be solved for more than what it was, because it was just going to be pushed to the side. She was just going to be another statistic that nobody cared about. Mm-hmm. They say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I say the devil is a lie. If you find out that a person is your enemy, keep them the hell away from you. Mm-hmm. Period. Yeah, my heart breaks for that young lady. I think that's all I have to say. Be careful of the company that you keep. We go on girls' trips with girls, not boys. When we go on trips to foreign countries, we go with our men. We don't go with dudes. That's my final thought.
Yeah, I'll echo what's been said already, and just say that be careful who you move with. When you travel out the country, it's a whole different ballgame. It's not how it is when it's here, when you at home. So you want to go with people that you trust, that know how to act. Be careful of the company that you keep. When a person shows you their hand, take them at face value. Mm-hmm. Take them at face value, so you know how to move around that person. It's not that you have to go into confrontation mode all the time, but just be like, I see you. See them for who they are. And if you know that they showing a shady side, don't take them somewhere where you know that, things can happen and there's no one there to protect you. And I travel. I like to travel. But I'm very careful with who I travel with. And as we pointed out earlier, there's a difference between friends and acquaintances and associates, business partners. There's always differences, or as Mona pointed out, comrades, allies, right? Mm-hmm. Be very careful of who you surround yourself with, and have a proper understanding of what that looks like. This is why I now start to ask questions when I hear things with people that I'm around, so I can have a full understanding of who I'm dealing with. So when you say we're going out, who am I going out with? And are we friends? Are we associates? Are we acquaintances? Because there's no wrong answer. It just lets me know how I want to interact with you. Because I don't do everything with my friends.
Mm-hmm. Let's stop right there. How long, if I'm going to go out with you and you inviting her and I don't know her, ask the question, how long have you known this person? Mm-hmm. Do you feel safe going somewhere with this person? Yeah, like Neisha said, there's not any wrong questions. And You can ask as many as you want until you feel comfortable. Don't think you're a Debbie Downer because you want to know what's up with old girl. And if they don't want to tell you, that's a red flag too. Don't be so quick to want to have friends. I know we get lonely and somebody that comes and he-he's and ha-ha with them, we want to call them our friends. Hey, you can do a lot of good things by yourself. You can have fun by yourself. Don't force anybody to be your friend. I'm sorry I had to take over. I just wanted to put that in here because this is a very serious topic. This is very heartbreaking. And I just keep on thinking about 6 people. 6 people plotted against this young lady. So, yeah, hey, everybody ain't your friend. I'm sorry, Neisha.
Yep. So I forgot what I was about to say, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Please like, share, subscribe to our channel. If you feel like we missed out on something, please feel free to comment and
Hold up, Neisha. Hold up, Neisha.
Yeah.
Because I want to say something real quick. Neisha and I, we check our analytics. And what we have discovered is that we have an audience that's out of the country. So I want to say shout out to India, Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. And we also saw something that was very interesting. The majority of the people that watch our videos are not subscribed to our channel. So we're going to ask you from the bottom of our hearts and very humbly, can you make sure that if you think you're subscribed to the channel, go back and see if you have pushed that red button. And if you're just watching the video, why don't you go ahead and give us that subscription?
Good idea.
Go ahead.
BGP, like, share, subscribe. Much love. Rest in peace to Shanquella Robinson. Condolences to her family. And we are out.